All right. 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 What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who it is. Yours truly, Dr. Mike, back again, once again, with another classic video for you guys today. And I sincerely hope that everybody's having a blessed day. If you guys give me a minute, I got to set up like I normally do, make sure that I can get everybody who's in here listening and make sure that I can read the comments as we go along with the particular live stream today. Again, official time check. We're looking at about 9 a.m. Philippine time. We looking at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Looking at about 7 on the Central, and then of course 5 p.m. to everybody repping that West Coast. Okay. And without further ado, the good doctor is not one to really mince words anymore. We're just gonna go ahead and rip this one off like a band-aid because I have been seething, fiending to get this particular topic out of the way. All right. So before we get into it, let me go ahead and lay the foundation. Caviar taste on a fish stick budget. Let me repeat, caviar taste on a fish stick budget. Y'all know what that means? I don't know if you've ever heard it, but today I was listening to a group of people talk, and they said this, and he was laughing at one of his friends because his friend, he has a lavish lifestyle. He has a taste for what you richie people like to call the finer things in life. But he's maxed out two credit cards in order to do it. So again, he was looking at his homeboy and he said, "Yo, my man over there with the caviar taste living on a fish stick budget." And everybody started dying. And I was like, man, that's fucking funny. So I was like, okay, let me use that as a live stream so I could bring it to my people today. But basically, the topic in its essence is talking about, people who live above their means. And I'm trying to tell people and convince people that they need to stop trying to live above their means. This is something that I see in a lot of 2 week millionaires. You come to the country for a specific period of time, or basically you come to the country with an end date in mind, and it's not really long, maybe a month or less. So you kind of feel like you have to go balls to the wall in order to convince people that you live that life. You feel like you constantly have to show people that you're living that life. So you like to report to social media. Maybe if you are my age or above, I know that a lot of people who listen to me, more so in their mature age, like around 35 and older. So maybe you guys aren't really big on, social media like that. But I do believe that it is a fair assessment for me to say that a lot of people have at least a Facebook page. Maybe not an Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and stuff like that. Maybe not that stuff. But at the very least, you should have like a Facebook page or a place where people can see that you out there doing your thing. Maybe you choose to have this particular lifestyle because you're trying to stunt, that is STUNT, on other, which means you're trying to make other people feel bad because they're not able to do what you do. Or you have it in your mind that you need to make somebody jealous, maybe an ex-girlfriend or maybe a girl that didn't give you the time of day before. So you choose to share all of your exploits. You choose to share everything that's going on in your life on your Facebook page, all right, so that everybody can see you doing it up. Philippines for 2 weeks, and you're balling out of control, taking pictures with every sexy, maybe available, maybe not available female that you come across in the country, because you feel like you have to show people that you are living above your means. All right. You feel like you have to prove to people that you can get it done and that you got it like that because you're big money grip. All right. You big Mr. Big Baller Shot Caller, like they used to say back in the day, back when I was a youth, the big baller shot caller and shit like that. Got that what my man named LeVar Ball, that never lost, that motherfucking never lost attitude. You got that attitude about you. Now, in order for you to maintain and in order for you to keep that particular confidence about yourself, you have to drop some serious ends to prove it. Basically, you're eating in the finest dining establishments. You're eating, like, basically, instead of going to a Carinderia or eating your local hotel food, you got to go to the Shangri-La. And you guys know what it's like at the Shangri-La. If you're not familiar with the Shangri-La in Manila, they have a buffet that's 3,000 pesos per person. Let me make it abundantly clear. That is a 3,000 peso per person budget for you to eat at the Shangri-La. But these are the places that you're choosing to eat at because you feel like you have to prove and show people that you about that life. Like you got it like that. And it's sad. It's that caviar taste on a fish stick budget. How can you afford to pay for this shit? Tell me how you can afford to pay for it. Some people, such as myself, the way that I like to do things is I work my ass off year round and I save my money so that I can take it with me. But the ones that need that fast cash quick, you know what they do? They run to your nearest creditor or whoever it is so that they can ball out of control. They need that money quick. So they may borrow against a credit card $10,000 or so. And if you got good credit, no credit company is going to deny you that. Sometimes you don't even have to have great credit. Some credit people will just give it to you. And you take that money so that you can show people that you are able to live that lifestyle. Then you come back after your 2-week vacation and you come back broke. Tell me how fucking funny is that? Guys, you gotta tell people and you gotta start convincing people that they need to stop living above their means. Doesn't necessarily have to mean the Philippines, but I like to use Philippines as an example because I know the area. But at the end of the day, you gotta stop convincing these people, or we have to start convincing these people to stop living above their means. And this is also to my Filipino people too. Let me stop the show for a second. I like to talk about my foreigners and shit, how they come to the country and fuck up shit. You know, they come to the country ruining the economy because they feel like they got to sleep with every girl that they possibly can. And every girl that they sleep with, they got to pay 5,000-10,000 pesos because they feel like that's the number because that's what that girl asked for. Trust me, you're fucking it up and you're simping and you're embarrassing yourself and you're embarrassing us. And also you're ruining it for everybody else who chooses to come after you. I'm gonna make that abundantly clear. But this goes to my Filipino people too. Let's say you've had the opportunity to be an OFW, you've had the opportunity to work abroad. Maybe you send money home, but yet and still you've been able to put a little money aside for yourself, or have a little extra change so that you can spend it on you. But what do you choose to do with it? Instead of trying to find creative ways to create wealth for yourself, and I understand that that's not everybody's mentality, but we choose to buy the Louis Vuittons, the Michael Kors, the bags and stuff so that we can come back to the Philippines, more so my ladies, come back to the Philippines and stunt on your own people. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. I'm not mad at you for doing it because that's what you feel you have to do to elevate your status in your own community. And yeah, you may get a whole bunch of look at her. She was an OFW for years. Look at that bag. Oh, that's a nice bag. Okay, now where's my pasalubong? Or where's my gift or whatever? Everybody in the community gonna be looking at you to bring something back for them. Kind of funny, but that's the way it is in the Philippines. Everybody looking for their little handout when you come back from the come back from being an OFW wherever you were at. Okay? But let's dig a little deeper on this. And I'll tell you a perfect example cuz this is something that I know firsthand because it happened to my stepmom's relative. I saw this happen. Worked in the United States for a long time. Was able to basically build up credit. So they were able to borrow between 20,000 and 25,000 for their trip to come back to the Philippines. We'll just say a safe estimate of about 1 million pesos. That's what they did when they came. Like basically they had about 1 million pesos to their name when they came back to the Philippines for a vacation. They were only staying for probably a month and a half. And of course, you being what do you call it? You being the OFW, Mr. and Miss OMG, we got money. Everybody came at them. Or even if they didn't come at them, you know what they did? Funniest shit ever. They took like a family of 14 to the beach in some island. They were eating out all the time and doing this for the relative. A relative come asking for money. They give the money to them like it's no problem. 20,000, 15,000 here and there. Pay somebody's child's college tuition, maybe their niece or nephew or whatever. They were just throwing the money around like it wasn't shit. That money was supposed to last their whole vacation. They burned through that shit in 2.5 weeks. And I mean, literally, it was about 17 days from the time that they arrived to the time that they ran out of that money that they borrowed. About 17 days, maybe 18 days. And it was supposed to last them their whole trip and then some. Case in point, people who choose to live above their means. And honestly, this isn't really caviar taste on a fish stick budget. This is more like caviar dreams on a fish stick budget. You understand? Caviar dreams, the dream of being able to show people that they got this, dreams of being able to show people that they got it like that, but they really don't have it like that. So this is why I encourage my people to stop fucking trying to impress people with some bullshit and try to find ways to create wealth instead of putting yourself in the motherfucking hole. Stop trying to live above your means. You want to know the truth about Dr. Mike? I live below my means. And I do that shit on purpose. I live way below my means. You could do nice things if you want to, but if you can find ways to save money, why not? You understand? And I mean, not going El Cheapo to the point where you're really doing some like crazy shit, but you know, putting yourself in a situation where you could go to this place, but why don't we try going to that place because that place is cheaper? Maybe this is a thought you have in your head. Maybe you don't share it with your lady or whatnot, but maybe you feel like you want to feel adventurous. You want to try another type of place, So I encourage everybody to live below their means. And that is the best way to get through life. I promise you that. It is the absolute best way to get through life. And I know I've been talking a lot of shit for a minute, and I see we got about 17 watching, and I appreciate all 17 of you guys coming through and showing some love to the Good Doctor today. You guys know how to support the channel if you want to, but of course, the Good Doctor is happy that you come through and spend just a little bit of your time with him at this particular moment in time. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and run to the chat. I don't see we have too many comments yet, so I should be able to catch up relatively easily. So without further ado, showing love to my man Terry Edwards. What's going on, fam? I'm glad that you were able to make it, and I see you first. My man Rain, man, what's going on, family? I appreciate you being here. Joe, man, what's going on? Rain, man, calling your boy out like he always does with the Milk Dud Robust. Hashtag Team Robust in this bitch. Joe, living beyond your means, if you have a question about that, that's basically meaning spending more money than you actually have to your name. A wise man once told me, and this is a motto that I live by: if you can't afford to buy 5 of them, then that means you can't afford to buy one. There was this guy that I used to watch on YouTube religiously that says that. He's a minority mindset. That's the name of the YouTube channel. His name is Jasprit Singh. He says if you can't afford to buy one of them, if you can't afford to buy five of them, that means you can't afford to buy one. So if something costs $200 and you don't have at least 1,000 to your name, then you shouldn't be looking to buy any of it. And that's what I mean by living beyond your means. You're not able to pay for the things that you need, but you're able to pay for the things that you want. And that's just a goddamn shame. Pardon my language, but I'm just being honest tonight, man. I'm serving y'all people up that work because I know a lot of y'all need it. I know my people, I'm pretty sure my people know what they're doing, but you got those people out there that don't understand that caviar taste, that taste for the nice life, is going to put you in debt. And everybody's heard of faking it till you make it, right? Everybody's heard of people who fake it until they make it. But sometimes you just faking and faking and faking and you never make it. Then what the fuck gonna happen to you then? What's gonna happen to you when you fake it and don't make it? See, I ain't got time to be fucking sitting here babysitting and holding hands. I need everybody to know that, you got to learn to be realistic with your life and realistic in your approach to things. So that's kind of what we're talking about tonight. The realism of being able to do the things that you can actually afford, not just doing them because you feel like you got to show people that you can. And that goes for foreigners trying to impress Filipinos too. Don't overlook that shit. Guys go out their way to try to show Filipinos that they can afford to do things that they know goddamn well they can't afford to do. And it's a damn shame. But I'm about to serve that shit up today, man. The good doctor's about to prescribe y'all some of that good work, and I hope y'all paying attention. I know it's just for fun and entertainment, but I'm telling you, man, when I tell you what I mean what I say. You know, that caviar taste is gonna put you in the hole. And I ain't the one. I don't need to impress nobody. And I don't think you should have to either. My man MJB in a place to be. What's going on, family? I see my man Smooth Riffs. I see you. MJB says, did you get notified? I hope you did, man, because I'm glad that you were able to make it. Fed up, what's going on? He said, hey, everyone, where's my caviar? Come on. I said, I need the best. Come on, man. You can have that caviar taste if you want to. But I'm telling you, man, that shit gonna put you in a hole. If you can afford it, then I ain't talking to you. Okay. If you can afford the caviar, then this live stream don't apply to you. Like my man World Traveler, if I see him in the building, this does not apply to him. Because he could do it if he wants to. He just chooses not to. I think that he lives below his means. You know, he's told me that on a few occasions. I'm not sure if he's here yet, but if I scroll down and find him, you damn right I believe that man does. He could afford it, but why would you put yourself out there to go broke? Who you trying to impress, man? Come on, man. Be real with that. My man Fed Up says he's not the one with the caviar taste. He prefers the cheap teas from China. Touche. As long as that shirt don't like fuck up the minute you wear it, you be good to go. Joe says, yes, that's true. Have relatives in the Philippines and have to give gifts. It's not a big deal, but it's expected. I'm telling you, don't walk in no Filipino house unless you got them gifts, my G. That shit is meaningful to them. Don't matter what it is. It could be a damn can of sardines that has American brand on there. Could be a Starbucks tumbler or some shit. Something that they can buy in the Philippines, but because it came from abroad, I'm not going to say just the US, but because it came from abroad, it's just that much more meaningful to them. So again, telling you guys, man, you can't have that caviar taste on a fish stick budget. How you going to feed yourself? Fuck around, get yourself caught up with some nonsense. What's wrong with y'all? My man Travel Squad in the building. What's going on, man? He says, who borrows money to travel? Not a good business move. Actually, they were Filipino. I'm not saying that means anything, but yeah, they were. Some of my stepmom's Filipino relatives who did that, taking families to the beach and shit. And like I said, that's not so much caviar taste, but it's caviar dreams more so. I see my man Pedro sitting back with that wrench and got his popcorn ready because I'm about to serve him up something proper. They need this shit. It's fun for me and it's funny to me. But you see people putting in that work. You see people trying to actually, I should say, trying to stunt and put in that work on these social media sites. And ultimately, they ain't got a damn dime to their name. Everything they're spending is borrowed or credited. It's a damn shame, bro. I see the Wallace life in the building. What's going on, my brother? My man Michael Smith, what's good? He says, I always look for activities that are always free. It's great what you can find in the newspaper under family activities and fun. See, that right there is the type of activity I like to do. I like to do things that are free too. Shit. If I can enjoy myself and it's an activity that I can participate with my young lady if I choose to take her with me, I'm all for it. But you got to realize that activities that require you to do like walking and shit, Filipinos don't really like that because they don't like the sweat. It blows my mind and it baffles me how Filipinos can complain about it being hot when they lived in that country their whole life. How in the hell can you complain about the weather being so damn hot and you live in that shit every day? You act like one day is hotter than the next. It's hot every damn day. Unless you are an OFW that's come from a cold climate place like Canada, or you've been through the winters in the US or the winters in other areas, you can't complain about it being hot in the Philippines. If you're a Filipino that grew up in the Philippines and continues to live in the Philippines, how in the hell can you complain about it being hot? It's like an oxymoron. That don't really actually constitute as an oxymoron, but yeah, complaining that it's hot in a country that you lived in your whole life throws me through a loop, people. But I'm just saying, you're right though. Look for activities that are fun and free. But if it requires you to be outdoors, I do feel like your significant other or companion will complain about it. My girl complains about it sometimes too, but I just tell her suck the shit up and she'll be all right. My man Fed Up says, I hate caviar. It tastes nasty. I've tried it too. It does taste like shit, but you know what? There's nothing wrong with having caviar taste. Caviar taste means having a taste for the finer things in life, not necessarily the taste for caviar itself. So if you don't like caviar, it still doesn't mean that you can't have caviar taste. My man BK, what's going on, man? He says, hey, Dr. Mike, hi, y'all. I can afford caviar once a year. So you go once a year. Touche. I mean, I think we can all afford caviar at least once a year if we bust our ass and do it. But who the fuck really wants to show that particular, like, who wants to eat caviar? Who really wants to act as if they need to impress others? I feel like that's a psychological thing that that shit can't really, I can't really get with it. I've never been that type of person. My man Rayman says I would rather eat fish sticks over caviar. Caviar don't taste that good, just salty fish roll. Yeah, it's either pasteurized or cured in salt, as nasty as hell. But the people that I think people like the caviar that, like kind of pops in their mouths and shit. I remember one time I was watching a show and this kid wanted some very rare caviar for his birthday party. It was like one of these rich people shows and shit. And this lady had to go around the world trying to find the best caviar for this person's party and shit. And they were going around taste testing caviar. Thought it was the dumbest damn thing on the planet. But that just goes to show you um what people value as important. And in this particular live stream, caviar is more of a representation of status, more of a representation of the finer things. It's not necessarily caviar in its essence. All right. I'm not talking about the actual food, just having that caviar taste and a taste for the good life, more specifically. My man Terry Edwards says, he said, like people owning a collection of Jordan shoes of $250 or more a pair, but they still living with their parents. Yeah, that type of shit. That shit right there is is a damn shame. Damn shame. And that's our people, Terry. Them damn Jordans, man. Jesus Christ. Rain Man says Gordon's or Van de Kamp or Van de Kamp. Fish sticks are delicious. I'm talking about that shit that you get at like a Food Lion or the Walmart brand, the Great Value brand fish sticks. That's the shit I'm talking about. That's the shit I'm talking about. Joe, don't tell me you got Jordans. You say you have Jordans. That's plural. That's bad. You say you have Jordans. That means you have more than one pair. And I know them shits run at least 200 on average. And that's an average price. I know my brother is a Jordan holic. He has schooled me on the game of Jordans for a long time. I don't like them. I don't care for them. I have flat feet, so my feet can't even fit in them shits. But I'll tell you this right now. My man owns a lot of J's. And his shits run 450, like 250 to 450 per pair. And I'm like, man, I mean, he got the money to do it. I'm just saying, though, man, that's what he chooses to spend his money on. I choose other ways of spending my money when I have it, and that's what he chooses to spend his money on. It's not hurting his pockets. It's not doing anything to him. So, hey, man, who are we to judge? But it's all good to have the caviar taste when you can afford it. But when you can't afford it, it's a damn shame. My man Fed Up says, hey, Fed Up, what's going on, brother? He says, Indian Ocean is hot. What a real sweat box. Never been there, but I'd go there. Fuck it, why not? I think India is a nice place to visit. I know it's probably really kind of crappy in some areas. No different than the Philippines and the US, but why not? My man Smooth Riff says caviar taste on a on a ramen noodle budget. It's just not right, Dr. Mike. It ain't, man. This shit hurt my feelings, man. And I love me some top ramen, man. I'm with you, Pedro, man. I love top ramen, G. I put a bowl in the microwave in a heartbeat, man, and put a grilled cheese on that bitch. Just eat it with grilled cheese. That's me. That's me all day, and it's representative of my lifestyle. It's representative of what makes me happy. I am very happy with the simple things in life. You'll never catch me doing this expensive shit unless, number one, I can really afford it. And 9 times out of 10, if I do something expensive like that, I'll do it more so for like my girl or some shit. That's kind of, I will do shit for her if it make her happy and I can afford it. But for me to actually physically go out there and do it on my own and enjoy it by myself, I can't see myself doing it. If I'm gonna drop ends, normally I drop ends on my chick. So that's about it. And that's rare because I say no a lot. But hey, man, yeah, I'm telling you, I live the top ramen dream. I'm telling you. And if my boy HT was here, he'd tell you he a top ramen G too. All right, I see we got about 20 individuals watching. I appreciate all 20 of you guys coming through and spending some time with the good doctor today. Now and then, of course, if you want to support the channel, you already know how to do so. But of course, the good doctor is happy that you come through, spend just a little bit of your time with him today. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. You know how we do. Who else we got in the building? Damn, my phone keep jamming. My man Pedro says that mac and cheese too. Are you talking about that the Velveeta shells and cheese or the Kraft mac and cheese? Man, that shit that come in that blue box. I hate Kraft. That Kraft mac and cheese out the box tastes like booty, man. I can't get with it. I can't get with it. Pedro says every college student knows the struggle. Yes, that was my struggle in college, man. Can you imagine? That was me in college. You know what I mean? So I know that lifestyle and I continue to live that lifestyle, even though I have just a little bit more than I had before I left the Philippines the first time. I came back with a little bit more. Doesn't mean that I need to spend it because I got it. You dig? And I think that that's a mentality that we can all respect. Oh man, the Wallace Life says caviar is nasty, plain and simple. I'd rather have the whole fish to eat. True. But again, guys, I want you to understand that in this particular live stream, we're not necessarily talking about the taste of caviar in its essence. We're talking about the caviar being representative of somebody's status in society, having the caviar dreams, the caviar taste, wanting the finer things, not necessarily the actual taste of caviar, because it does taste like ass. Like I said, you can get it pasteurized or cured and shit, and they were both horrible. I've tried it on a piece of toast with some salmon once. My uncle cooked that shit, and I tried it, and I'll never do it again. Not my steez. Like you said, I would rather have the whole fish too. The whole fish is a whole lot cheaper, man. Put me some tilapia, put me some of that good shit, that malansugi. That's my favorite type of fish. Or blue marlin. Oh, I'll eat blue marlin all day. Now, blue marlin is expensive in the Philippines because it's not as popular, like not common to get. I'll eat that shit like it's religion. You know, maybe a cutter costs like 220. Yeah, it's expensive, but I'll eat it. It's not every day, but I enjoy it. But you know, most people can get by on tuna belly too. But I'm just more of a malansugi and blue marlin type. Just me personally. So I guess I do have semi caviar taste, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you could get it cheaper in Jensen because that's like the fish capital. Oahu dude, so you have to have a goal and vision with your money. True. Live below your means and learn to invest early. True. So when you old, I don't think you're old, man. You look relatively young to me, but okay, when you're old like him, the compounding takes off. Truly agreed, man. You got to live below your means in the beginning so that you can have money to enjoy in the latter years of your life. So again, you can have the caviar dreams, but live on that fish stick budget. Hell, live on the top ramen budget. You dig? Something that could last you for many, many years to come. My man Joe done. I think Joe, bruh, he said, oh, he says, I have AJ2s through AJO4s. I thought that was a typo, man. I'm sorry. I thought you was hitting too many buttons. All right. He says, but he doesn't wear them, just accumulating value. That's true. My brother did tell me stuff like that. I mean, Jordans do appreciate in value more so than they depreciate. If you wear them a lot, of course, you ain't gonna get nothing for them. But you know, when they re-release them and they're in rare form and shit, I remember a dude that was on. I was watching the episode of Storage Wars. I like Storage Wars. I'm not Storage Wars. I make sure I say that right. I don't know how many of you guys actually watched that show, but a dude found a pair of old Jordan 1s that sold for like $1,000, like, or they were valued at like 1,400. And you know, it wasn't that much when it came out, or even during the re-release, I think they weren't even 1,000. But yeah, he found a pair of those, and you know, they do have value depending on how you choose to invest in them. My man Rainman says the sturgeon, oh, the beluga sturgeon caviar is the most expensive because it comes from a fish that is getting more rare every day. The beluga is is in the Black Sea, and Caspian seas are endangered. The more you know, people. Caviar taste of on endangered species. All right. Oahu Dude says, live like no one else. So someday you can live like no one else. Touche, man. That's a quote for that ass. Repeat that. Live like no one else. So someday you can live like no one else. I agree 100%. So I see my man Rick in the building. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love. He says, I'm American, planning to visit Cebu, Bohol, and smaller city in northern Mindanao next April for the first time. Well, we appreciate you, coming by and showing some love here. The question you ask is any advice you can offer to help? Sure, a safe visit would be greatly appreciated. I would definitely want to know what part of Mindanao you plan to visit, mainly because I feel like other areas in like the Cebu and Bohol area, you'll be fine, but there are certain areas in Mindanao that I do discourage people from traveling to unless they have a companion. But like Oahu says, Cebu and Bohol are very safe, no worries. In northern Mindanao, that's something I would be concerned. Fed Up says, don't piss off the locals and you'll be fine. True. Oh, you want to go to Azumi City? Oh, see, CDO is Cagayan de Oro. That's a nice place too. I know Azumi City. I haven't heard anything negative about there. I haven't been there myself, but I have heard pretty good things about there. Let's see what we got going on. Rayman says college were the days of using ketchup as the tomato sauce on your spaghetti. What you guys know about that? He said we call it Heinz spaghetti. Nah, I was never that broke. I just did my noodles, bro. I didn't go too ham on shit. I didn't put there was no meat in there, but I did have at least some sauce if I wanted to do my spaghetti. Pedro says, only time I ever lost my mind on a stunt was a first class long haul ticket. Never again. Oh, those first class tickets are, oh, that shit hurts my feelings, bro. First class tickets, you could drop anywhere between 2,500, 5,000, up to like 10 or 12,000. My pop did that. My pops does that shit sometimes, and it kind of eggs me. But he's older now, so he can afford it, and he got money. But I'm kind of like in my feelings. That shit makes it's cringe worthy for myself because economy is the place to go, man. I'd rather I'd rather endure the flight in the back so that I can enjoy and have a little bit of extra money for my vacay for sure. What's going on, Delvante? I see your family. He says, get a girl and have her cook for you. Save money with benefits. Touche, man. You always got to have a young lady there to, help get you through the lean days. You got to have somebody to help you get through those times when the money ain't quite what it's supposed to be. Fed Up says banana ketchup on your noodles. Hell nah, bro. Now you stretching it. I ain't that broke. I'll just do the top ramen with the packet in there, and that's good to go. But I ain't about to put no banana ketchup on shit. That sweet ass shit is crazy. The Wallace Life says Kenny Loud that's made with blue marlin is the bomb. I love blue marlin. Blue marlin and malan sugit are the greatest fishes on planet Earth. Blue marlin and malan sugit. Those are my favorite fishes. Rayman says, I never owned a pair of Jordans in my life and will never, even though I can easily afford it. I just don't think that that's not a good investment for myself. That's what I will say. Not for me, but I don't shit on anybody who likes Jordans because that's what my brother's a Jordan fanatic and I let it go. The Wallace Life says I had that at Jerry's Grill in Mall of Asia. Jerry's Grill is pretty dope. I enjoy Jerry's Grill. It's kind of expensive for the food that they have there, but Jerry's Grill is not bad. Oahu says a lot of guys try to keep up with the Joneses, but the Joneses are broke. Touche, my G. That's true. Keeping up with the Joneses will put you in the hole quick, but even the Joneses have struggling times too. And a lot of people don't know what goes on behind the scenes. That's a lot of that. I'm just showing you this to make sure you think I got it or to make sure you continue to believe I have it, but we really don't. And because you see them having it, you feel like you got to have it too. So you're trying to keep up with people that are falling behind, and that makes you fall behind as well. Welcome to the wonderful world of giving a fuck, and I'm the one that doesn't. So, that's what's up. I appreciate all of you guys coming through. I see we got about 26 individuals watching. The good doctor is happy that all 26 of you come through and show some love today. Please make sure you get the likes up. Dr. Mike would highly appreciate that. It'll make me feel good about myself, because I need to feel good about me. I need the attention and I need the love. So y'all make sure you don't leave me hanging. So I'd appreciate it. So my man Andy in the building. What's going on, family, man? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love, man. I hope everything's going well for you and your young lady and everything. So thank you for coming through, my G. And make sure you participate in the chat. Today's topic: caviar taste on the fish stick budget, aka having the desire for the finer things in life, living above your means, and we're trying to encourage people to stop living above their means. It is something that we do not need as individuals. We need to learn to be a little bit more frugal in life. Like my man Oahu says, when you're, live. I can't remember. You remember what it was? He was talking about, live like no one else. So when you're older, you can live like no one else. And I like that. That definitely makes sense for those that actually pay attention to the wordplay in that one. My man Joe says, "Can I live below my means in BGC? Going to be there in 18 days for 3 weeks. I believe their prices as here in the USA. Yeah, they're just about the same. So to say that you can live below your means in BGC, I'm not seeing it unless you know the ins and outs of like the local scene that's amongst BGC. Even the local scene is expensive, so I'm not seeing it. But like, hey man, you saved up the money to be able to afford this trip, so it's only for 3 weeks. You're not choosing to live here long term at the moment. So once you enjoy that 3 weeks, here's what I'll tell you. Once you enjoy that 3 week vacation or whatever you want to call it, when you choose to come back and make it permanent, should you choose to make that move, you're going to understand how much money you need to make that work for you long term. That's what I will tell you. In that 3 week period, you'll realize how much you'll need per month with your stay in BGC, so that's definitely something to take into consideration. That is true. I need to know how. Oh God, Joe, you crazy man. You gonna break just below the 10,000 mark at 9,999. Where you gonna stick that extra dollar in your socks so nobody know you got it? That's crazy, man. But yeah, when you have money like that, that's good. But the thing is, Joe, I know you told me before that you have family, so that money is gonna be for you and your family and shit. So that money may, it could go a little bit longer depending on what the family's taste is like, depending on what the family wants to do, all of the activities and stuff. Where BGC is actually not bad because you could do a lot of walking around as opposed to having to take taxis from here and there and everywhere. Most of the places and locations are not that far to get to if you choose to stay in the BGC area alone. So it may not be that bad for you. You may be able to save money in some areas. I would say save money in the transportation. But of course, if you choose to go out, traffic and all the above, that's definitely gonna, put a little extra, dent in the pockets, but not probably too much to kill you. If you can have 10,000 and still be able to have access to more, I believe you're gonna do fairly well in your 3 week vacation. But I am saying that BGC is definitely US prices, no doubt. Makati, Eastwood, those areas, you're looking at about US prices too. Not dollars in general, but things that cost roughly the same as anything in US dollars. Fed Up says I buy them $45 sneakers and my flip flops. That's true, man. I think I bought a pair of sneakers for $30, man, and I was happy. Huh. Oh, Andy, you trying to be a trucker or were you watching the homie HT? I love watching his lives, even though I have nothing to do with trucking. I will watch HT go live all the time because that's my OG and I respect my brother and shit. So that's what's up. Oahu dudes. Oh, 10K is plenty for 3 weeks. You're right. Pedro says, he said I spent 7K in 10 days in Korea. Oh, but Korea is expensive, guys. Korea is fucking way expensive. Way expensive. Joe says he said I have always been frugal, lived a frugal life, but I can afford most things. And that's a good thing. That's the best way to look at life. Just because you can afford it doesn't mean that you have to have it. I repeat, just because you can afford it doesn't mean that you have to have it. I want you to enjoy your life. You just don't have to go ape shit crazy to do it. And I think, Joe, if you're anything like me, I will sacrifice for myself in order to make sure that the people that I love have, make sure that they have more. And I can sacrifice on a pair of clothes or like the new watch and shit and stuff like that. I could sacrifice on stuff like that because I don't need it. I would rather see my money put a smile on somebody else's face. I don't really talk about it, but that's what I enjoy that more than spending money on myself. But I'm always gonna make sure that I eat. I'm gonna make sure I have my meals when I'm hungry. I'm gonna make sure that I have my booty loop fund. Everybody has to have a booty loop fund. I don't care who you are in the world, you always got to have the fund. If you are a man, especially a single one, you got to make sure that you have the fund, and you got to make sure the fund is always intact. All right, you never want that fund to deplenish. but that is always a separate budget. Remember, when we talk about caviar taste, that doesn't mean going to the high-end bars and getting the girls that are going to run you 20K or something like that. I'm just saying, you gotta, this is just being funny and everything, but on some realistic shit, I am saying that if you're going to have a budget for your extracurriculars, that needs to be a budget separate from what you already have planned to spend for your time in the Philippines. Understand, your caviar taste is basically just for you. Because what's going to end up happening with that caviar taste is the fact that you're going to end up spending more than you need to, number one, and you're going to end up spending frivolously like it don't mean shit, and then you're going to be mad at your ass down the line when you go broke. That shit's crazy. That shit's just too much for me. Yeah, LA and London and Hong Kong always kill the pockets. I don't really like going to Europe because I already know I'm gonna go broke over there because I have no idea how to put things together in that country. That's why, at least if you go to Southeast Asia, and I know that's the usual focal point and focus point for guys looking to stretch their money and get more bang for the buck. You know that if you come to Southeast Asia, for the most part, you're going to be able to go to areas where you don't have to spend too much, and even if you do spend a lot, it's never enough to actually break the bank. Not for you. But going to those other places where they, cash out euros and cash out British pounds and shit like that, you already know your dollar is falling short over there. So you got to come with a little bit more. So yeah, Joe, you're right. You don't have just yourself; you have your family too. Oh my God, Tokyo's crazy, bro. Tokyo's crazy. I'm trying to go there. I just don't know how the hell I'm gonna do with what I'm trying to bring. I'm trying to bring very little money, but I think that I'm gonna end up going crazy because it's fucking Tokyo. Come on, man. When you live in Tokyo, it's the shit. My pop sent me this video of this festival that they have in Japan. I don't think it's specifically in Tokyo, but there's this festival that I'm trying to go to next year. If I can go to it, it's in May. And if I can scroll through my Facebook page and find the video that he sent me, I will link it to you guys later at a later time because it was epically crazy. You guys will be thirsting like a motherfucker over the girls that you see in this parade. I forget what they call it too, but it's something that happens in May. Pedro says Safari in Tanzania is the next big wallet killer for me. Boy, you gotta really want it, man. If you want to do a safari, I just can't do it. Joe, taxis or Grab and BGC, which is best? Just stick to the Grab. You can never go wrong with Grab. I'm sorry. I got a thing for Grab because Grab, they don't try to cheat you for any reason. You just pay what they tell you gotta pay. So Grab is always what I use in Manila. It doesn't matter winter, summer, spring, or fall, or rain, sleet, or snow, whatever, man. I'm a Grab guy, so you should stick with that. Hey, Raymore, what's going on, brother? He says, I retired with 75,000 pension per year, but when I travel to the Philippines, I only stay in a 3-star hotel. How much is a 3-star hotel, Raymore? Because I don't really know the stars. I just know how much I pay. Like I say, that might be about a 2,500 to about 3,000 per night. I'm just not sure how much a 3-star hotel normally costs. Well, Wahoo, dude, I'm trying to go to Tokyo, bro. I am. That is it. Andy trying to be a trucker now. Yo, send my love to my OG HT if he's still on right now. The Wallace Life says wearing knockoffs from head to toe and pretending like to have money makes things even worse because now you have to play the role full time, especially if you make the family think you have money. Yeah, that's just a damn shame. It's sad. My man, Smooth Riffs. I got to catch up, guys. Give me a minute. 2-pack of top ramen, a bag of mixed vegetables, sliced up hot dogs, 1 slice of cheese, hot sauce, eating on a good budget. Hey, man, that's that shit you get when you be in those Airbnbs, man. Just put that noodle on that pot, let that shit warm up, get them noodles nice al dente, get it in, baby, get it in. I love that shit. I'm no different, guys. My taste and the ability to want to live a frugal life and have people cook for me rather than go out and eat every day. That's me. I wake up every morning with a meal on the table, whether it's my lady and like maybe if I'm staying with her mom and shit, like they wake up and they cook in the morning. If it's just me and her, she'll wake up and say, "What do you want to eat?" Or if I tell her I don't really have time to wait for her to cook, then we'll go out and eat. We'll go out and eat together. If I'm really hungry and I don't really feel like waiting for food, then I'll just, we'll go out and eat then. Most of the time, though, if I can get her to cook or if we have some food at the house that I bought for groceries, that's how we'll do it. See, me and Joe, we on the same page. He says his family happiness is more important and would sacrifice, but I do have expensive hobbies. Would you care to explain what those expensive hobbies are? Rain Man, I don't have it, man. You asked me that. Nobody's gonna repeat that one. I didn't download it. I kind of just went, I said, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna just let my man enjoy it. Like Andy said, gotta let him enjoy it. Damn. I mean, to spend 2,000 a day in Tokyo is crazy, man. That's a lot of money, bro. Like I can't see myself spending that kind of money either. I really can't. I really can't. Like, what the fuck would I spend that on? Women, I guess that would be my only thing. Every man's vice. Pedro says, I always dress normal when I travel. Locals will always raise prices once they see that name brand. That is true. Once they see you can afford it. Yeah, that's true. Joe says he traveled to Sweden a lot since his wife is from there. It's expensive as hell. I'm pretty sure it is. To travel from one end to the city to the other, it's like $20 in tolls. Yep. And my homeboy who lives in New Zealand right now, he was telling me that it costs like $50 to, use the taxis to go around the city and shit. That shit was too much for me. I don't think he gonna come up. Yeah. Rain Man, don't you be telling people I want that video, man, just because you the one asking for it, not me. Joe says he stays at the Ascot in BGC. It's 200 a night. God dang. So okay, do the mathematics on that because I really don't care to do it because I got to use my calculator. But 200 a night, and you're staying for 3 weeks, so we're gonna say 21 days, I guess, roughly. That's a pretty decent chunk of your budget, man. Okay, Raymore, you said it's between 2,500 and 4,000 a night, depending on the location. So that's the price of a 3-star hotel. True that. Appreciate you coming through and sharing that. I see we got about 20 individuals on, guys. Please make sure you get the likes up. I'd appreciate it. Dr. Mike will definitely appreciate that. Hey, what's going on, Hemi? He says, Mike, I'm guilty of that. I was pigging out on 7-Eleven and $1 million view condo. It didn't impress the girl at the end of the day. Just do you, boo. Yeah, man. I mean, and you said some interesting things here. You can live low, you can live on live that life, eating that local shit and eating food that's cheap, but spending money to have the view and shit. And most of the time it really doesn't impress the lady. I'm telling you, most of the time a view of the city don't really impress them. Trust me. It's not so much the view. I don't know. I don't know what impresses most girls in the Philippines, but 9 times out of 10, where you living at and where you staying at ain't it. As long as you have a clean living space that's cleaner than the one that they come from, oh, they'll be satisfied. I'll put it to you like that. No disrespect, but I think that as long as you provide them with a bed space or a place to lay their head at night that's way better than their own place, I think you'll do relatively just fine. I see my man Eyes On in the building. What's going on? Better late than never, my brother. Joe says he's got hobbies such as his cars, his guns, and his Jordans. Damn. Gotta have them Jordans, huh? Wahoo says, I think we eventually resort to eating our versions of comfort food. Even if we are filthy rich, lobster will eventually taste like soap. Because it's not for us. The thing is, when it comes to lobster, or we'll use that as an example, when it comes to having that very refined palate and eating all of that fancy shit, that's not normally us. If that's not where we came from, and we more like new money, you know, I think this more affects people that are new money. When you grew up eating like, the dinosaur chicken nuggets and the fish sticks and the spaghettios and the Campbell chicken noodle soup and the Campbell mushroom soup. This is me right here. Eating the top ramen and shit like that. When you come up eating that shit, it don't matter how much money you have, right? You'll always go back to what is considered your comfort food. Same with me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy crab legs and shit like that, but I can't eat that shit all the time. That shit's like, I can't eat a porterhouse steak. I mean, shit, man, eating all that red meat is gonna back you the fuck up in the first place. So it's good every now and again, but to, make that a part of your lifestyle is interesting. But also, let's make it abundantly clear, there are some people who upgrade and never want to go back to where they came from. So I don't know. It could go both ways. But me, I get tired of shit like that quick. That stuff is unimpressive. That stuff is unimpressive to me at all. My man Hemi says, at the end of the day, hold those pennies because the women only care about the cash in their hand, not anything else if you're going to try to impress them. So you might as well forget it. Yeah, let's save the money for the booty loo. I'm telling you, have a booty loo fund. People don't understand me when I say this shit, but I mean it. You have to have your very own fund. Do I have to say it in a language in which people can understand? Listen to me. Your Bootyloo fund, or whatever you want to call it. I know we're having fun, but your extracurricular activity fund is a fund that is not included in your regular budget. You got to have that money set aside. You know what I'm saying? That can't be a part of what is your normal money. Promise me that you guys will put your hand on a stack of Bibles and say, I solemnly swear. And then you got to repeat after me. I solemnly swear and promise to you that my regular money will be separate from my Bootyloo. Repeat after me. On a step, put your hand on a stack of Bible and say, I solemnly swear, I say this to you, my regular budget will not become part of my booty loop. Amen. Come on now, y'all gotta work with me because this shit is cray cray. You gotta work with me on this. I know I said it. I said it wrong 2 different times, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Make sure your money is separate so that you have, stuff like that. Andy says, I refuse to stay in my girl's village when I visit. They have no internet and Wi-Fi is scarce unless you go to the city. Hey, Miss Christine, how you doing, baby? Appreciate you coming through. AKA Miss Cheesy Tona herself. I'm running through this. Hemi says, yep, in fact, he said he's had girls even say, I need a bigger place. Damn, that was more important than a condo or one with a nice view. I was picking out on 7-Eleven gourmet markets because it was getting lonely. That's a damn shame, bruh. Christine, that is a very good point that you made there. Lobster is fancy and it tastes good at times, but it's nothing like pork barbecue. Can you imagine trying to impress a girl by taking her to a fancy restaurant and her ass orders like the pork chop, or she orders like the chicken, something that she recognizes, as opposed to the porterhouse or the surf and turf, the lobster and steak? But that's what I'm telling you. Especially when it comes to Filipino women, I don't think you're gonna impress them with food. They want to eat the food that they like to eat, and if they can't get it, ain't no way in the world that you're gonna get it. Right? Comfort food is definitely best. Fed up, you're right. Lechon any day, all day, every day, for sure. And you could get a whole pig for like $100, and you could eat on that for like ever. High blood pressure and all inclusive. Yeah, but you don't read that on the package, do you? My man Joe said had some fried chicken and hummus. I've never tried that, bro. Joe, that is a combination I didn't think would go together, but just because you mentioned it, I'll try it and I'll give you my honest opinion on it. Well, Christine, if you're Muslim, a lot of people won't eat uh pork. So I mean, lechon can get played out, but I do enjoy it. I do eat meat and I love meat. Meat all day, every day. My man Hemi says, Mike, you're right, though. Cheap is the way to go. I spent way too much money and I didn't even realize it was that much till I tallied it after I came home and was trying not to go crazy. It's a struggle and the struggle is real, man. But again, Hemi, we live and we learn, man. That's the best way to put it. We live and we learn. My man Eddie made it to the building. What's going on, family? Hemi says my booty lube budget is part of my normal budget. It cannot be. He said it's a set long-term fund. Some months I guess will be more or less, but the long-term average should equal the booty lube average. Touche. Best way to do it, but I'm all about separating. Pedro says where I live, You can have the fresh scallops and lobster every day. I just want spicy chicken though. I'd rather just have Popeyes. Popeyes makes it so worth it. Oahu Dude says the Bootaloo Fund can get expensive in AC, easy to blow 150 a night. That I do agree. But like I said, it cannot be a part of the regular budget. That's what I will say. Hemi says, I think if I buy a condo, it will be a 1 bedroom because I don't want a girl to use it as an excuse to move the family and the kids in. Filipinos, I think, want bigger places to move people in. True that. It could be a 1 bedroom or a studio where there's you move into a studio type, there's no privacy, so mom and daddy and everybody gonna have to stay in one place and they're not even invited, so you got to make sure you make that abundantly clear. But when they do say things like they want a bigger place, 9 times out of 10 they're looking to move some people in. Scary thought. My man ran 64 made it in. What's going on, my G? Appreciate you guys coming through and being a part of the family. What? How many we got now? About 21. That's good. Let's make sure we get those likes up, people. Just a friendly reminder from Dr. Mike TV. I wish I had a robust commercial to play for y'all, but I don't. But hashtag Team Robust in this bitch. We always do what we always do. Fed Up says, you got to smash that like button. I appreciate it. You guys got to make love. You got to massage it. You have to touch the like button in the most inappropriate way humanly possible. If you can like twice, that would be nice. But of course, I know you cannot. Yes, Fed Up, it is a heart attack on a stick. If you're talking about the barbecue or the pork, it's not the best for you. I love it, but I can't eat that shit daily. I wish I could do it all day, every day, because I do enjoy it, but I'm not trying to die. I want to live a long and fruitful life. Christine, you're right. It is definitely deadly. It could definitely cause some serious bodily harm. Fed Up be crazy, man. All right, guys. I see I finally made it down to the end of the chat, so I'm just here trying to keep up. I see you guys talking amongst yourselves, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys do so. But at the end of the day, I just want to make it abundantly clear, guys, that we got to learn to, live a lifestyle that is suitable for us, not suitable for others. I repeat, we have to learn to live a lifestyle that is suitable for us as individuals, not suitable for others. Because if you notice, those individuals who live above their means, they're doing that more so for everybody else than they're doing it for themselves. You understand? You can buy the Porsche, the Maserati. Well, probably not here in the Philippines, but you can buy the nice things, the nice cars, the Toyota Hiluxes, your Fortuners. You can get a Lamborghini here, in BGC. You can go to these places and have these things, but more so, it's not so much for yourself, but it's more so for the fact that you can show other people that you have it. Like, you're not going to keep that Lamborghini in the garage all the time, and if you do, what do you do? If you have friends that come over and people check out your shit, what do? You bring your friends over to your house so that they can see what you have. So if you have this Lamborghini, hypothetical, and it's parked in your garage, that's the first thing you want to show people, like, oh guys, let me show you my new car, let me show you my car, let me show you my car, so that you can brag about the car, right? So more so, you're doing that for a show for everybody else, as opposed to doing it for yourself. And then I use my man Joe as an example. What his hobbies are, he claims is very, very expensive for himself, with the Jordans and the guns and shit that he likes. But these are hobbies for him. And 9 times out of 10, of course, if people want to see it, he'll probably be open to show it. But I don't believe that he's the type that really needs to show people that this is what I have. Look at this. This is me. This is all me. And I want you to see about me. That's the type of people that I can't stand. And when I say that these people who live this particular lifestyle above their means, they're living it for others more so than they're living it for themselves. And I learned that over time. And we got to take that all into consideration. Where we at? Joe, condo in BGC. You got to ask my man World Traveler about that. But yeah, you shouldn't buy anything until you've been there. Oahu Dude, you're correct on that. All right, Fed Up, if you got to go, he said peace out and do the 5 and Diamond, do what you're doing the great Philippines. Good night, guy. All right, man. Fed Up, I appreciate you coming through. My man Pedro says, Dr. Mike, this topic is North American lifestyle in general, many people live off credit cards. That is true. Very true. And I don't see it changing anytime soon because credit provides that quick money, that quick, easy. I can have my hands on it right now and I don't have to pay on it for months and shit. Kind of throws you through a loop. Yeah, I'd rather rent than buy until I'm ready. Joe, okay, Joe says I have a Lotus and drive it at 6 a.m. so no one can touch it. I agree, man. I agree, man. If you're gonna have nice things and have nice cars, you gotta do it when ain't nobody around that could ever touch your shit or get near your stuff. Because I mean, but then, like I said, if you drive it at 6 a.m., you're not driving it to show off to others, and that's a good thing, and that's a good way to live life. You understand? Where you're not trying to impress others with some nonsense and bullshit. Okay, I agree with that one. I like that one. So, Andy, man, go ahead and do what you got to do, man. If you can't make it back, it's all good. I appreciate you being here. He said all the stuff I like is based on nostalgia, things I couldn't have when I was younger. And that's a good way to live life. If you say, you know what, I've always wanted this when I was younger, and when I get older, I can afford it, I'm gonna buy it. That's dope, man. That's really what life is all about. Things that make you happy. Yeah, it may be material, but if you can afford it, fuck it. At least it's your money. At least, this is what you worked hard to be able to afford. So I can respect that. Borrowing and getting, borrowing and getting money off of credit cards, that shit's not right. My man Oahu says, I drive a Honda Fit. I drove something that looked like that. He says, no more is where I park. Don't need an expensive car to impress. I love a Honda Fit, man. I love those small cars because they can get in and out of traffic. And like you said, man, you can park next to people and you don't really have to worry so much about people hitting it or touching it because at the end of the day, it's just what would probably be considered a normal car. My man Hemi says he realized he'll just budget his fun for his ladies of the night. He said, I'll be living part time in America for many reasons, so it's silly to try to go to the Philippines to date. Well, if you're not interested in dating, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, hey, everybody's lifestyle is different. Like I said, man, you could pop off an AC and live that life. I wouldn't want to make it a regular thing, but if you're not interested in settling down, then fuck, man, you're going to do what you're going to do. He says, I thought I wanted to date, but I realized you have to be prepared to park yourself year round and be with the girl for many years. I don't think I'm ready for that and want to keep and you want to be able to stay fluid. Hey man, these are the decisions that we make as men down the line. At the end of the day, if you're not looking to settle and you want to be able to bounce around and do things like that, then that's perfectly fine. If you want to set your budget specifically for the activities, the extracurriculars, do it, man. I mean, fuck, it's your money. Can't nobody tell you what to do with yours. Hmm. Joe, you crazy, man. Mr. Wonderful. What's good, fam? Appreciate you coming through. I know you ain't drinking my favorite drink, man. Don't you be fucking playing with me like that. You know Crown Apple's my shit. I told y'all. I don't play with that Crown Apple. That Crown Apple and lemonade, man. If you haven't tried it, man, I tell you, you'll fall in love with that shit quick. If you guys haven't tried it, my favorite drink is Crown Apple and lemonade, or you can do the Washington Apple, which is cranberry juice with Crown Apple. Those are my two favorite drinks. I kind of like it with a little punch, but a little sweet to it too. So that's kind of how I get down. So shout out to my boy, Mr. Wonderful, drinking that Crown Apple, man. You need to toast one up for your boy. My man Hemi says it takes a lot of work to date around. It does. Drama, more specifically money, tons of time and emotion. It is not worth it if you're going to be there only, about 6 months to a year. And I don't want kids or marriage now. I mean, settling down with kids and marriage, man, that's a decision you got to make for you. Kids, that's a huge fucking thing right there, bro. Kids will take away that caviar taste with the quickness. When that kid needs something, I've known people who go broke just trying to take care of a kid, man. So you think you're gonna be able to have caviar taste? Not happening, bro. Not with no children. Not with no children. You can't. All right, Wallace Life. I see you, man. You guys, stay blessed for sure. Joe, just try it, man. One time, just grab a Crown Apple, Crown Royal Apple, and mix it with lemonade, or you can mix it with cranberry juice. They're very fucking delicious. It's not it's I mean the mix ratio, I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly your ratio. I wouldn't say 50-50, but you know, you kind of mix it how you want to get it to where it is, but I'm telling you, it's the best way to go. My man Mr. Wonderful says he's not into chasing bar girls. I kind of agree with you, man. But hey, a lot of people have a lifestyle where that's all they want in their life. And who am I, man? Who the fuck am I? If that's you, that's you. My man Joe said he got 3 kids. Yeah, I think you're pretty much set, my G. I think you're pretty much set. And if it's not your lifestyle and your lifestyle is being more of a family man, I got none but respect for that shit. I truly do. Damn, Pedro, $2,000 a month for daycare? Yeah, man. Hashtag no to kids, bro. Hell nah. Unless mama or grandma can watch them, that shit ain't happen. Oh yeah, Mr. Wonderful. That crown apple with the cranberry. Oh, you said crown apple with cranberry apple. Yeah, that's dope too. The cran apple. Yeah, the ocean spray cran apple, that's even better. I kind of felt like, I forgot there was cran apple. I need to get me some of that shit. That's gonna be a turn up for the weekend for sure. I gotta go try to find me some cran apple, but I love me some Washington apple. Yeah, the Washington apple I think is crown apple with cran apple, cranberry apple. Joe says usually just get AMF or Jaeger bombs. Yeah, I do love Jaegers too, man. Jaeger bombs with the Red Bull. Yeah, I love those, but that's when I'm ready to turn up. I don't know if I want to be tired when I drink Jaeger bombs or if I want to get hyped. It's one of the two though. I don't know which one I want. I really don't know. Do I want the I don't know which one I want. Am I sleepy or am I hyped when I do Jaeger bombs, man? Hemi, if you want to go to Colombia, man, knock yourself out. I thought that you didn't have a great experience in Latin America. Didn't you tell me that you didn't care for Latin America too much? Why would you go back? Mm. But if the budget allows it, man, you go wherever the hell you want to, man. Like I said, my budget, I'm telling you right now, don't be surprised if in 2019 you see the Good Doctor in Japan. Like I said, I got my brother there, and that's definitely on my list of things to do. Just don't be surprised if one day you see me there, or my vlog says, Black in Japan or some shit. It's just something random. Yo, I'm telling you, that shit's about to go down. I feel like I told myself this is a goal for me, but also a goal for the channel. Not necessarily for anybody, but just because I want it for myself. I told myself that I'm going to at least go to one new place every year that I'm alive. At least one new place every year. Even if I have to go back to work, hustle a little bit harder, do what I got to do to make bank and then come back, I'll do it because I'm not against it. I'm still relatively young. I can't, I'm still, I still got a lot of youth and vitality in me. So I want to work as much as I can before I decide to settle up and, be lazy and, retire. I wish I could retire by 30s, but I'm not that lucky. I'm just not that lucky. So I'll have to take that one on I'll take that one next time around. Oh, you said you didn't go to Colombia. I mean, I know you said Latin America. I don't know where you were specifically in Latin America. I forgot, but you did say you didn't really care for one place out there. I forgot which one it was. My man Tim H in the building. What's going on, brother, man? I appreciate you. Awahudu says, I noticed that there are a lot more attractive girls walking around AC than a lot of other places in the Philippines. And I'm not talking Walking Street. There you go. Tell me something better than Walking Street. I'm not going there. I had that live stream already, but there's a lot going on in AC. I do know that for sure. There was a lot going on when I was there, but it just seems like most of the action takes place in Walking Street. But there was a who was that? Who was that? The YouTuber. I don't hear too much from him anymore. But he was also African American like myself. That was in Angeles City for a while. I forget the man's name. Rocco Brown. There you go. He was in AC, and I don't think he really did anything Walking Street related, prostitution wise or hooker related when it came to Walking Street. So, don't sleep on the city. Joe, AC is Angeles City. That's what we mean. It's just a shortened version of Angeles city, it doesn't mean air conditioner. Like it means in the Philippines. Some people that say AC is air conditioner. But yeah, I do agree, man. There's a lot going on outside of Walking Street. I'm sure of that. Hmm. Well, I hope you have some fun, man. Hemi, you seem like you were gonna get it in, and I ain't mad at you. Oahu says, travel the world, guys. I love the culture shocks. We'll be checking out Vietnam in January. I'm telling you, there was no better experience than my dad allowing me to come live in the Philippines for as long as I did. Best experience of my life because it allowed me to want to see other places and want to see other parts of the world. So, like I said, man, we're good. And I'm happy that I got people here who are inspired to travel as well. I can't be the only one. Gotta want to see more than just, what's in your backyard. So, for sure. He is really against Vietnamese women, man. You gotta give him a chance, man. You said I want to go to Ice. Are you talking about Iceland? Eyes on? Is that where you said you wanted to go? Hmm. Well, Joe, you might be okay in South Africa, but I've heard of a lot of like kidnappings and stuff out there. That shit got me nervous about South Africa. Until I know some people who were actually there, not sure how much I would be willing to head out that way. Hey, my man, Mr. Estudia. Hey, what's going on, man? I appreciate you coming through and showing some love to the good doctor today. I see we got about 20 or so individuals watching at this particular moment of time. I appreciate you guys coming through and showing some love to the good doctor today. If you want to support the channel, you already know how to do so. But of course, the good doctor is happy that you come through. Spend just a little bit of your time with him today. Now on then. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. This break was brought to you by Robust. You know damn well it was brought to you by Robust. All right, back to your regularly scheduled programming. All right, guys, I'm gonna read a few more comments and then I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the day started. So, let me see what you guys got to say. Anything else you got to say? Please make sure you leave it in the chat box as we speak. He said, "I want to marriage scam a Vietnamese girl." I'm not, man. You have got all Himmy. You are all over the place for me, man. But you do you, man. I'm not sure how well the Vietnamese speak English. I'm really not privy to that information, but if it's on and popping, man, that's what's up. All right, let me see what we got. The only way a Vietnamese girl is to marriage scam, then and bring them to the U.S. They don't deal with the gringos otherwise. Huh? It's a lot of work. I found Vietnam. When you say gringo, that just means foreigner, right? That just means foreigner in general, or does it pertain to a specific type of foreigner? Oh, okay, you mean Iceland. I got you. I got you. Oh man. Oahudu says, "Hey Doc," he says, "Since you spent some time in North Carolina, are you a Carolina Panthers fan?" Well, since birth, I've been a Pittsburgh Steelers fan because that's family, but I am I would say that Carolina is my second favorite team. It's always Pittsburgh Steelers until the day that I die, but I do like the Panthers as like my second team. But they dropped 4 straight games in a row, so I've heard and I've been keeping up on ESPN and the highlights and shit. It's a fucking disaster, guys. It's going down. But yeah, you can call me a Carolina Panthers fan. You can call me that. I'll take it because I do like Cam Newton. I do believe he is a good quarterback. His problem is he just seems to get in trouble and he starts getting lazy on me. Captain Spalding, what's going on, man? I appreciate you coming through and showing some love. He said, "Who wants to get married once?" He said, "Who wants to get married once is enough." Like I said, man, I'm telling you, if Dr. Mike gets married, I'm only getting married one time, bro. I'm telling you, I ain't doing no more than that. No more than that. Too much for the good doc, man. That's too much for my heart to take. I ain't cut out for this shit. Hemi says, "Mike, I don't want to marry scam them, but the problem is Viet women really won't ever think of dating foreigners unless you are ready for a lot of upfront commitments. They are huge work." See. Well, I'm glad you're dropping this knowledge on me. I wanted to go to Vietnam. I just wanted to go for the cultures. But if if there was anything else happening, I didn't know that I was gonna have to break my neck to get to get things done. But oh, okay, I get it. You say that Vietnam, the country, is better than the Philippines for women. That's a great observation, man. I mean, I'm glad that you bring it here. My man or my lady, Miss Spread. I don't know, Mr. or Mrs. Spread. You got to tell me if you're he or she. I'm sorry, because I can't get it, but I appreciate you enjoying the show. Definitely glad to have you guys in the building. It definitely makes me happy that you guys come through and show just a little bit of love. I do appreciate that. Everybody's having different opinions. Captain Spaulding, I'm telling you, bro, if I get married first and foremost, that's it. That's it. And she stuck with me. Okay. I'm telling you, Mike don't believe in divorce, man. I am not about to take no L on a lot of money. So I'm probably you just stuck with me. I'll tell her straight to her face. If you go marry me, you stuck with me. So you gotta be able to accept all of this. Don't even try to come at me talk about you want to go somewhere because you're not going anywhere. I'm sorry. Divorce, I've seen too many people go through it. I know how much it costs. It's never amicable, whatever that word is. It's always a problem. There's always drama. There's always a need for more money. There's always a need for spousal support. There's always a need, especially if there's kids, the child support, having to do visitation, having to figure out if it's going to be joint custody or mom get all the kids and shit. It's too much to think about. So if you marry me or if I get married, I'm done. Ain't gonna be no more of that shit. You just stuck with me. I'll tell you right now. You stuck with a good doctor. You stuck with me for life. And till married till death do us part. You heard it. You heard it. That's it. That's what they say in the vows, right? Till death do us part. Somebody one of us gonna have to die. I say that jokingly, but I'm being real, man. I'm gonna make sure that I don't have to worry about shit like that. So I'm not gonna say I do unless I know I feel like you are the one. So for sure. Mhm. Okay, we'll just call you by your name. Can I get a name at least? Because cheese spread sounds like a hard name to just continue to say. But it's all good. I will let you guys have your names. All right. My man Joe said he been married for 14 years. God bless you, brother. I know it ain't always easy, but we gotta find the good. And I respect that, man. A person who is loyal to the relationship and can stay married for years, that's a lot to motherfucking do. Especially when divorce in the United States is so easy. 3 in every 5, I think, or 2 in every 5 relationships in the divorce. I think it's 3 in every 5 relationships or something like that. Because of how easy it is. I'm glad that you are happy. I would hope that you're happily married. So I'll just say I hope that you are happy in your relationship. You've been in it for 14 years, so you either putting up with it or you guys are really happy, and I gotta respect that. Because that's the type of shit that I want with whoever I end up with. I promise you, that's the type of shit that I want for mine. And I don't say I do unless I really fucking mean it. But man, Wahoo said, would you recommend marrying in the Philippines or in the States? Me personally, if I get married, I think I'm gonna marry in the United States. I would marry in the Philippines if I plan on staying in the Philippines and never going back to the US. But I think that I would probably do the K1 visa and bring my lady over as a fiance to the fiance visa. But I have heard people that say that the marriage visa or like when you're already married and the visa to bring them to the United States is easier. I'm just not sure. Hey Liz, how you doing? You say you're like number 20. That's what's up. You guys are getting the likes up for your boy. I appreciate it. So make sure you get them up on your way in or on your way out. Likes are free. No need. It ain't gonna kill you, baby. I promise you. I free like it ain't gonna kill you. But that's right, Liz. Tell them hashtag Team Davao City. Much respect. And Joe, I'm glad you're happily married, man. That's all I could ever ask for. Hemi says my Bootaloo fund can be converted to a shack up fund, so I can convert between. Jesus Christ, you're all over the place, bro. But hey, man, I respect your hustle and I respect however you choose to spend your money. That is not my call. All I could do is offer and provide some suggestions. And with that being said, I'm gonna end it like this, ladies and gentlemen. Um, Having the caviar taste on a fish stick budget, stop trying to live above your means. Who the fuck are you trying to impress? If you're not happy with the shit that you buy and it's only making other people happy to see you with it, or it's like one of those moments where you don't even care for this shit, but you're just, finding yourself in just a shitty situation, I can't really do nothing for you. So all I could do is say, stop trying to live above your means, stop trying to impress others, and just live that life that's rightfully yours. Try to live below your means instead of living above your means. All right. Hey, what's going on, Jeff? I appreciate you coming through, bro. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and shout out everybody. Hemi, I see you. Jeff, I appreciate you spending some time. Eyes on, I see you, Mr. Smooth Riffs himself. He says, let's not forget all the reasons we decide we wanted a Filipino in the first place. True. I agree with that. Oahu dude, always a pleasure, man. Thank you for dropping the knowledge that you do. My man Joe, glad to see you happily married. Glad to see that you are 18 days away from your trip to the Philippines, and I hope that you enjoy BGC just as much as I did. Granted, people hated my BGC video because everybody wants to be an ass and getting their feelings and be all extra sensitive. I hope that BGC treats you well because it definitely treated me well. Shout out to my man World Traveler for being the tour guide and helping me get my time around there at BGC. So if he ever watches this replay, he's getting his shout out for sure. Cheese spread, I appreciate you being here. Don't know if you're any gender, but we'll just go ahead and call you neutral. I don't know what neutral gender is, but hey, whatever it is what it is. My man Captain Spalding, I see you. Appreciate you being here. Shit. Let me get everybody. Eyes on. If I didn't get you, I'm getting you now. Wow. Oh, Joe, I missed your comment. You said Mediterranean girls are the best. Something about them does provide some type of exotic shit. I think it's pretty cool too. Miss Christine, thank you very much for being here. I'm sorry, Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Study, hey, I appreciate you guys being here. And just leave your comments down at the bottom. If I miss you, make sure that I catch you at the bottom. Tim H, I see you. I know my man Terry Edwards was first in the building. My man Pedro, Mr. Wonderful, the Wallace Life. Thank you guys for being here. I got to shout people out. If you guys want to go ahead and cut it out after you get your shout out, please feel free. Fed up, I see you. I know you left. Thank you for being here. Sorry, my throat's starting to go out again. Rance, good guy. I'm sorry. Rand 64, man. I appreciate you being here. My man Eddie Goodman made it. I don't care if my voice goes out. Y'all gonna get y'all shout out because the good doctor has to touch everyone in the most inappropriate way humanly possible. Andy the Virgo, I see you, family. Ray Moore, David, what's going on, bro? I'm making sure I get you all, man. If I miss you, leave your name at the bottom. My man David ain't here today. I'm hurt. I didn't get my where the white women at. My man Malcolm's here. Appreciate you, Rick. If this is your first time participating in the chat, welcome yourself to the family. My man Delvante, I see you. Give me a minute. I know, like I said, I got my man Terry. I got my man BK, Travel Squad in the building. Smooth Riffs. I made sure I got everybody. All right. With that being said, the good doctor has officially touched everyone in the most inappropriate way humanly possible because that is what we do over here. You know how you go to the doctor and you get your physical and the doctor grabs your balls and he tells you to cough. That's how inappropriate it gets over here. But ladies, don't take offense. We're just having some fun. All right. We are officially about to close out. You're good. Give me a minute. I gotta read all of the final comments. I'm sorry. Liz, always a pleasure. I know you're gonna cook up something great. The real boxing fan, what's going on, man? He says I confirm from experience post 9/11. It's far easier for her to get all her papers and work permission, temporary green card already waiting for her by you marrying her in her native country. I did hear it was easier. I like that was 100% facts. I've heard that on 2 or 3 different occasions because I think the green card holds for a little bit longer. So that is something that I should take into consideration, and I appreciate you bringing that one to the chat. I did hear it was easy. Lizzie, don't worry about it. As long as you're able to get your like in, I would appreciate. That's all I care about. Man, 37 hours is a long time. My man Damien is it Asmond. I appreciate you being here, man, and I appreciate you being part of the family. If this is your first time making it to the chat, I'm sorry, man. We are just about to close it out. So again, guys, I appreciate all of you guys being here. Let me read my last comments. Pedro says everyone has their own likes and dislikes. Keep it positive and move on. It's all love, people. Exactly. And that is where we're going to end it. Let's end it on a great note. With that being said, my man Joe, thank you for coming through for your boy later on in the evening, man. I sincerely hope your trip goes well. Um, you can reach out to me at Facebook if you want to. I'm not sure if you got my Facebook name, but I'll leave it here so that you guys can add me up in Facebook. Mike the guide. Give me a second. That's my Facebook name, spelled out just like that, and make sure the space is there, okay? So you guys reach out to me on Facebook if they ever have any comments, questions, or concern. I see Jeff, you still having your moment with Hemi and Yali. You guys are great, man. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. The good doctor is officially out. At least knuckle. Paalam, which means we are going now. Bye-bye, as always. I love you guys sincerely. This channel wouldn't be anything without you. And before I go, guys, I'm sorry, before I exit the building, make sure you guys join me this Friday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, your time in the United States. I'm going to premiere one of my videos and stuff like that. This is the first time that I'm actually doing a premiere instead of a live show. So I hope you guys can join me there. The link is on the community page. Go check it out. Just get the like up over there, whatever it is. We're going to have some fun. We're going to watch the video together, and I think it's going to be fun. First time I'm trying this premiere video shit, I'm definitely going to expose Davao City's nightlife. Something that a lot of people have been asking me, where to go, where to go to find the pros. I'm going to show you where to go. All right. And I hope that you guys stay tuned. If you have to catch it on a replay, by all means, it will be a regular video, so it's not going anywhere. And with that, I'm going to end it like this. The good doctor is officially out. At least nako. Paalam, which means we are going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.